Welcome, everybody. Let me see, get my head on here. All right, I'm here. What a journey. Today is July 21st, 2022. I'm Brother Francis, and this is my weekly presentation of Clear Blue Radiance. I'm glad to be here. I hope you are too. And this is an opportunity to express some basic teachings so that we can all move along and become more free spirited, more energized, and more learned in that sense. Let me just do one more small operation here. Yes, today's date is July 21st. Today's topic my presentation is Clear Blue Radiance. And today's topic is, and it's a short one, and I think I've talked about this before. This is our opportunity to come and share wisdom with you, uh, share what we know and what we have experienced. And I think that most of you have experienced universally as well. My topic today is you can live an extraordinary, magical, creative life. You can live a extraordinary, magical, creative life. Now, one of those things you want to be aware of is that you only simply have to be able to love yourself unconditionally. Many of us don't. Many of us have gone through this in numerous ways. One of the ways that we go through this experience is that we often find ourselves belittled by others. And that happens when we don't have a strong base of self love, when we do not allow ourselves to have better self esteem. And esteem is to raise your energy to a sense of nobleness in your mind, to know that you deserve better. And so often we don't do that. Well, before I step into this full conversation with you, and feel free to leave your comments in the comment section here on Resident Essentials YouTube channel. I am Brother Francis Revels-Bey, and this is Clear Blue Radiance. I've been a spiritual counselor for over 40 plus years, and I really enjoy helping people such as yourself, be you someone that's involved in a professional lifestyle or just what we call the everyday lifestyle. Whether you're a stay at home mom or dad, or you're a college student, or even a high school student, you're on the up and up with yourself. Maybe you're a retired person, maybe you're self employed or not. But the bottom line is, I'm here to help you gain greater clarity for yourself and also help you to discover your purpose, define that purpose for you and with you, and maybe help you redefine it. Sometimes we are often changing the way we are all the time, right? We find ourselves changing, and we do because life is about change. Life is not about stagnation. We should not see ourselves just sitting in one place, not doing anything. We should see ourselves always on the go. And so that's why I'm here to remind you to be on the go, remind you to take better care of yourself, remind you that you could have a better life for yourself. And see, when we think about having a better life, it's not always just about gobs of money, because you can have gobs of money and don't have the wherewithal to take care of that money. You could have, you could live in a mansion and lose it like that. We've heard about people that hit lotteries, right? Humongous lotteries, and in less than 5 years don't have a penny. And there's other people who can hit the lottery and they still have the money. They're living off the interest. They're not blowing the money. So it's always, hey there, Johanna. Nice to see you here. Johanna is our resident essentials astrologer, and she's an excellent astrologer. So if you want to get some information about astrology, go see Johanna. She's very good at it. Been doing it a long time. So, when we're talking about these things, right? We're striving to do better, be better, have a better version of ourselves. And there's a lot of ways in which we can do that. And I'm going to talk about a very simple way. I've mentioned this method before that I've put together for myself, and other people have applied it, and other people may call it something else. So, because this is a universal set world, collective consciousness world, but we're also working on various levels. So, the journey called life, it's not always a bed of roses, okay? It's not a bed of roses for sure. It's filled with a lot of ups and downs, right? Got the thorns of life itself. We've got a lot of challenges. We go through a lot of changes all the time. There's a lot of hurdles that we have to overcome. Now, you could be like a track person, jump over the hurdle cleanly, or you could be like the non-professional, maybe go around it or knock it over. But we can thrive. That's the important thing. We want to be able to thrive, not just survive. And there's ways that we have to start looking at ourselves so that we can do that, because that's very important. If we're not seeing ourselves correctly, if we're not loving ourselves correctly, we can't expect other people to love us or like us for who we are. And so, what we have to realize is we have to make a choice. It's all about making choices. The late Reverend Ike used to say, if you want to be a success in your own life, even on a day to day basis, the first thing you got to do is decide to do that. Not be indecisive, but decide to do that. But he says, even before you decide to do that, you got to get to the level of understanding what it is that you are striving to do so you can thrive. So you got to know what it is first for yourself. Then you decide, okay, I'm going to do it this way or that way. And then you proceed, you follow through. In fact, that's I think in the field of business, I know in network marketing, when I was doing it years ago, I didn't understand what people were talking about because there was so many different personalities. But now I do. They would always use these emotional words like take massive action, take this, but you can't take any action if you don't know what it is that you're taking action for. If you don't know, if you don't believe or have confidence in yourself, somebody can tell you take massive action all the time and you'll just be sitting there. Why? Because you emotionally, not mentally, emotionally, you don't feel good about yourself. So we can describe an excellent picture of ourselves every day. You can wear the finest of clothing or jewelry. You could describe being in a big mansion if you want. But if deep down inside, you don't feel like you deserve the best for yourself, you deserve these things, you're not going to be any of those things. And then there's also another way. Sometimes you don't need a big old mansion to live in. You just need a comfortable place for you. Now, if you have a family, that's a little different. Then you need a bigger space. It's not how big something is, it's the quality that matters, right? It's the quality of your own life. It's not the quantity, it's quality, value. How do you value yourself? And we all do it. There's none of us here in life that's never run into some walls, that's never fallen off track, that never got the point where we were depressed about something. where we didn't like ourselves or we didn't like what we were doing. We all have those times, those moments. And other people say, well, I seem to have it all the time. How do I get out of it? Well, I'm going to show you a couple of keys in here that's going to help you. And they're very simple keys when you hear it. Okay, so what happens? We let other people sometimes push us down, push us back, hold us back, try to talk us out of our own opportunity for success. If you grow up in a household where no one in there strived to be something more than what they were doing, in other words, they seem to enjoy drama. You know, there's a lot of people who attract drama into their lives. They go out looking for it. I remember I had a friend that came and stayed here. I thought she would be able to stay a little longer in Albuquerque, but the minute she got here, she was doing the same things that she was doing back east. When she lived in a place that was peaceful, and she could afford the place, she lived in a place that was peaceful. The neighborhood was too peaceful for her. So she went looking for trouble, and she found it because that's what she's accustomed to. She's accustomed to being in arguments with people. She was accustomed to agitating other people or putting herself in position to be agitated. It got so bad that she thought that's how her life was supposed to be. People would visit her. I would go to her place and say, this is a nice place you got for yourself. I don't like it. I says, why you don't like it? Too quiet. She left a place of outrageousness to come to a place that was giving her peace, and she still didn't like the peace because she was accustomed to being in an environment where people are mean, downright mean to each other. She felt more comfortable there than a place that's peaceful. So we have to choose. We have to make a choice. That's one of the things. Change is inevitable, as they say. Change happens all the time. But if you are doing nothing more than just seeking disruption, pain, all these things are first illusions because they come from the mind. They come from where we're thinking. They come from a place where we've been told that you're not going to be a success. You're never going to find the right person or right people in your life. You're not going to succeed as an artist, a musician, an actor, a dancer, a writer. Nobody in this family's ever had a degree. Nobody. Nobody in this family has ever been that successful. So why do you want to try that? It's been a failure. So you know right away what? Someone else's depiction of you and description of you is not your reality. If you got someone that you're living with and they're telling you you're not going to amount to anything, why you want to do something like that? Don't tell them your dreams. Don't describe the kind of parade you're going to have because they'll rain on that parade. Why? Because they themselves haven't ventured or made a change with themselves. So you start to also not just think this thing into reality for yourself and get emotionally excited about it, but you have to change your environment. You have to change the people that are in your environment. You have to find people who are sometimes not living so far above you, but living at least the next level that you're striving to get to or recognize for yourself. Things happen, right? You have to realize that there's certain things you no longer need that's impacting and controlling your personal space. That's very important. You have to create personal space, and you got to make that personal space larger for yourself. Your personal space can't be 6 inches. Your personal space is when you stick your hand out in front of you, fingers out in front of you, all the way around. That's could be your personal space. You can double that, triple that. Some of us carry a big auric field and it overlaps on others. And it happens. We are living in environments where pools of energy overlap each other. But if you establish a happy environment in your home, down to earth, practical minded, if that's what you want, or heavenly if you want, sweet smelling, aromatic, dancing, laughter, you create that atmosphere, that energy. And you could take a part of that energy with you out into the world. So, yes, we create our environment from our mind. And I like to quote Reverend Ike, or paraphrase him a little bit. He used to say, go into the theater of your own mind, just like you're sitting in a movie theater or an opera house. And you're just seeing it. Or you're at a live concert and you see all the people outside. Don't see them as always different than yourself. See them similar to yourself, but see them greatly excited to see you. That when you're around an audience of people like that, they're just as happy as you are. So, yeah, we're going to experience rough times. But some of these things have to change. Do you know that sometimes when we're experiencing these rough moments, we give away our power? You've heard that. People don't give away your power. Well, what is your power? Power is the result of force. Force is spirit. So you really can't give away your spirit because everybody's got their own spirit about themselves. They just have a way in which they present it. We might call that the power that can impact or influence their environment or the people in it. But the first person you need to influence and impact is yourself. You're the first person. You're the first place. You have to do it in a loving and a joyful manner. Sometimes you might have to cut yourself out of a situation, but you don't necessarily have to burn the bridge. You just have to move to another level of the bridge. Just like I'm from New York, and there's the Brooklyn Bridge and the Queens Bridge and the Manhattan Bridge, and these bridges are made a certain way. You have all the traffic going east and west, all right, traveling out to Long Island or coming into the city. And there's several lanes, 2 lanes, 3 lanes, 4 lanes, maybe 5 lanes, who knows? But they have something called an outer edge of that main roadway of the bridge, which people can travel on. And if you look very, very closely on some of the bridges, not only do you see the outer edge that has 1 lane or 2 lanes, in addition, there's a walking path, a bicycle path that people can ride across the bridge when the weather's decent. They ride across the bridge, and there's a railing. They look down, see the water, or they can walk. Okay, I've seen those bridges like that. Kind of grew up back east in New York on Long Island. And then there's seems like an under part of the bridge that you can drive on. There's an upper level and a lower level, which is cool. Now, but when you come out of the lower level, or especially when you're on the upper level, at some point, those levels, all of the levels merge. The upper level, the bottom level, underneath the upper level, and then the outer level. They all merge going through perhaps the toll bridge on the other end. Or if there's no toll bridge, you're just getting off. Life is like that. You have people traveling above you, people traveling beneath you, people traveling to the right and the left. You got to pay attention. Got to pay attention to the traffic in your life or the traffic you are creating. There's a way that you have to present yourselves to other people. Maybe you're this kind-hearted person, open-hearted, open-minded, and everybody else around you is like a shark. And you have to make sure you're not getting eaten up alive by the abrasive personalities that could be around you. Sometimes you got people who have very strong personalities and they don't care how they speak to other people. As they say, I'm going to get mine and you got to get yours. But usually, kind hearted people do survive and then thrive because they know how to shield themselves from that kind of energy. So, not working on yourself is not a good thing. You always want to do what? Work on yourself. Now, the only way you can do that is what? Make yourself a priority. Make yourself a priority. Someone told me the other day is, I'm working too hard. You got to take a break. That's what I did last week. I chose not to broadcast last week so I could just take a break. That was essential. Rather than getting on my phone and talking to all my clients all the time or talking to some friends, I chose not to be on the phone. Took my cell phone and put it in silent mode. And people were calling. And then I'd shut it off. People were calling all the time. Where were you? I'm looking for you. Hey, I got to take a break sometimes. I can't be that open 24 hours a day. So we have to take better care of ourselves. We should look at ourselves as being number one. That's essential. Now, here's another thing. Because if we're not helping ourselves or making ourselves better, whether it's eating better, exercising, and sometimes you can do too much exercise and hurt yourself. The body needs balance. Yeah, it needs motion. Yeah, it needs nourishment. But the body's attached to a head. And the body has a consciousness just like the head has a consciousness. So everything is listening to us all the time. Everything. Johanna says, clarity is the hardest part for me. I have a million different thoughts and my mood changes every day. So being consistent is a struggle. Yes. And guess what? Same for me. That's why I'm talking about it. I always like to talk about the things that I know that I've experienced that other people have experienced. Why? Because we all have this. And you have it greater. I'm a single man. You have it differently. You are a mom, not just an astrologer. You're a mother. So you got more going on and more happening than I have. Am I right? Yes. Pisces represent. Well, I have spiritual children. And I have spiritual children in the form of adults who call me. And sometimes they forget that I'm dealing with more than one of them. I might be chatting, texting through the phone with one. I might be talking to another one. I might be, we're multitasking. And when I just can't do it anymore, then I just tell everybody that I'm normally chatting or texting with, I'll text with you later, chat with you later, where we can actually see or hear each other. And then sometimes I just have to shut down altogether. I can say one thing. I'm glad I'm 70, right? Because now I don't have to get up to bust out of here to a job. I'm glad that the universe, my parents, especially my mom, who was my first spiritual teacher, put me in a position to, hey, this is the path that you're going to be going on. And you got to explore it. You got to understand it. You can't chase it down. You got to study, 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 and then apply. It's not for everybody. But here's something that's not for everybody. Living or working or experiencing people who are negative. I remember not really far ago. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. Someone invited me, because I'm on TikTok, someone invited me to listen to them on TikTok because they were live. When I jumped over there, I was on there no longer than 30 seconds tops to a minute. Why? Because all I heard was vulgar language. And the person was blasting somebody that was listening to them. And they just went on and on and on. I was saying, I don't need to hear that because I'm a Pisces, but I'm very emotional and I'm very sensitive, and I'm gonna pull that energy into my world. I don't want that, so I got off right away. Got off. That was a way of shielding my emotions, not allowing poisonous energy to come into my space. We have enough as it is. So we can spend too much time helping others and fail to help ourselves. We are not doormats. None of us are. Whether you're in here coaching, mentoring, teaching, you're a practitioner, whether you're in the metaphysical, in the spiritual way, or occult way, however you do it, you are not somebody's doormat. People have to take care of themselves. We're not like the old fashioned doctor who came to your home with our trinkets, our bags, our medicines to help you. And then we nurture you. And then we get your folks to do it, your partner. Then we tell you got to come into the office. It doesn't work like that. People have to do the work, whether it's painful or not. They still have to work on themselves. It does not matter what profession you feel you are in. We must consider and devote our energy to helping ourselves first. You could be a professional athlete, musician, actor, operatic singer, writer, chemist, pharmacist, police officers, military officers. You still got to work on you. And if you have a partner, a life partner to be with, you got to let the life partner work on themselves. Sometimes they got to work on themselves individually, solo wise. And then you two come together and you work on things together to help each other. And the same if you have children. The only ones that are working on themselves are the fur family. They're the cat and dog gonna lick themselves first before they lick you. Take care of themselves. Another thing here is this: feed yourself positive experiences. Feed yourself positive experiences in the form of having higher positive energy environments to be in. So let's say you like going to the museum. Museum has positive energy. You can go in that museum. There's either a lot of people or a few people or just you and those who work there. Why? It's harmonious. It's clean. You can just take your mind off your everyday quote unquote struggle, everyday life. You can go to a restaurant or a cafe, indoors and outdoors, get a meal for yourself, take a book, and read. You can go to a movie and check out some movies if you want to have to be out. You can go window shopping, go to the mall, just walk around. Do something different. Change up your environment. You can walk out into nature. Or maybe you live in a place where you have created nature indoors and outdoors. Or maybe you got a gazillion movies you can watch. I'm a big fan of the Fire Stick. I'm excited now. I'm like, Alexis, going on and on and on and on. But eventually, I'm not just watching a movie. What am I doing? I'm distracting my mind enough so I'm not thinking about work. Got a kitchen. I'm not the greatest of cooks, but I'll go in there and make myself a nice salad now. Make myself a nice soup. Throw out some soup I made months ago and enjoy it. We have to do something to break a pattern of behavior. So that's important. We have to create more balance in our lives. There's a way to peace, harmony, and happiness through balance. And we got to generate it not from another place, but from within ourselves, because this is important. If we're not creating and doing these things inside ourselves, we can't expect someone else to deliver it to us. You got to have it from within. That's the place where you need to be, within. Then you're comfortable within yourself. Then you radiate this into the world, your immediate surroundings. Put a smile on your face. I do my best to greet everybody on the street or in my apartment complex with a smile, not with a frown. There's days when I'm not smiling all the time and I don't feel like smiling. At least I'm being honest to myself. But when I go outside, I don't put what's in here on them. We experience many people who do that. Many people come around us, especially those of us in the field of caretakers, servers, you name it. We're helping people with the wisdom that we understand and know. And then other people just want to dump their stuff in your space. Like they have nothing else better to do. They know you're kind hearted. That happens to a lot of water sign people, especially Cancerian people and Pisces people. People just drop their stuff and run. Now, it don't happen if you got a lot of Scorpio in you. I got that in me too. And sometimes I go, okay, I got to be more like a shark here. Somebody's coming to dump some energy, and I stiff arm them. No, can't drop it here. I'm not going to let you drop it here. Learn to take that stuff with yourself. So we got to create boundaries. That's all I'm saying. Oh, yes, but we can't be the sponge anymore. We can't be that way. So we have a person here named Deanie Status Official. How you doing now? Welcome to Resident Essentials YouTube channel, and my program here every Thursday is called Clear Blue Radiance, and I'm here to impart my wisdom and knowledge on metaphysics and spirituality, but things that we can use every day. So we have to choose to be happy, make ourselves happy. No one can do that for you. Sometimes people take things the wrong way. They get into relationships and expect the partner to make them happy. The partner may love doing that sometimes, but that's not what it's about. You're supposed to bring happiness to the table. You have to work on that happiness, making yourself happy. And yes, in this human physical form, sometimes you're not going to be happy, but you've got to overcome it and bring the happiness out. Don't expect other people to make you happy. Make yourself happy. So here's this mirror meditation. I call it mirror method. Other people may call it something else. But when you first get up in the morning, after you've done your, as they say, your ones and twos, if I could say that. Anyway, after getting up in the morning, wiping your face clear, the minute you touch your face, washing your hands or taking a shower, while you're in there showering, while you're in there bathing, this is what you want to do. Start giving yourself a pep talk. Find some kind things to say to yourself. Maybe write it down on some cards. Write down some affirmations about yourself. Remember, you have to make yourself happy. You can't expect anybody else to make you happy, to create happiness in your environment. You must be the creator of that environment. And what you put in there, what you put in your mind is going to come out of your mouth eventually. What you hear and see is going to come out of your mouth eventually. So you have to begin to create things differently. When we start creating things differently, we start feeling much, much better about ourselves. Here's a few things you can tell yourself. I love you. I love you so much unconditionally. You just have no idea yet how much I love you. And as you say those words, you don't want to rush them out of your mouth, out of your mind. You want to feel the words, because that's very important. You have to feel the energy behind the words. And here's something else you might want to do too. You want to look at the reflection of yourself in the mirror. And you want to speak into that part of yourself, but speak as if you are your higher self, because that's where it's coming from. You are your own higher self. We all have one. That's the part of us that's connected to the divine source. And so when we could do that, we can feel better. Well, Deanie, I'm here on Resident Essentials channel. This is where I'm at right now. So um, this is what I do every day. I don't broadcast every day on Resident Essentials, but I broadcast every Thursday. I'm going to start broadcasting because I have a book back there I just came out with. I'm going to start broadcasting it live. So tune in to Resident Essentials or find me on Facebook as Brother Francis Revels-Bey, and you'll see exactly what I do. Well, let me get back to this because I don't want to keep us on here too much longer. I have clients waiting for me online to connect with. One of the things that we want to do when you do this mirror technique is this: look yourself firmly in the eye, reflection of yourself. Or you might want to look just above the horizon of your eyes in the mirror. Look yourself in the forehead. But you want to project your voice from here, not just here, but from here, and relay that in to the energy field. You want to describe yourself as who you see yourself as at the moment, but better. You want to love your face, your hair, your hands, your body. But you want to uplift yourself with positiveness. You want to hug yourself so you can rock into that energy. It's all about self love first. We can't take care of other people if we are not taking care of ourselves. We have to create boundaries at the same time. That mirror method, mirror meditation, it's a boundary. You got the mirror hanging on the wall, whether it's a short one like this or a full bodied one, and you're standing in front of it. But most of all, it's hearing what you are saying. So let's go into like a little short meditation. And I just want you to hear the words. And this is something that you can allow it to be a part of you if you like. Because anything I do, you don't have to accept. I'm just here presenting ideas. I've been in this field for 48 years. That means I got started immediately when I graduated from college, pushed right into the element and started working. That's since 1974. So I've been pretty consistent. And that doesn't mean I've mastered anything or mastered anyone. It's about mastering yourself. So I just want you, if you want, to close your eyes for a moment. I want you to relax with some deep breathing. I want you to place your tongue to the roof of your mouth behind your two front teeth. And as you do that, you're connecting with the channel of energy front and back. And I want you, if you have a mirror around you, I want you to look at that mirror. See your own reflection. And if you don't, I want you to create it in your mind. I want you to feel the energy emotionally throughout your body. And you can say something as simple as this: I affirm each and every day that I am a loving person. You can say your name. Every step I take in my own life is overflowing with unconditional love. And as you say these words, or any word or phrase you use, I want you to feel it tingle inside your body, outside your body. I want you to smile into it, just like this. You know, every moment of the day, I'm feeling better and better. I love who I am. I love who I am evolving. I'm becoming. I enjoy creating a better life for myself. And I can feel this life, and I love the life that I'm creating right now. It's one of joy, peace, harmony, and happiness. It's overflowing abundance and prosperity, better health, no aches and pains throughout my body, just liveliness, joy, love, peace. I feel greatly self empowered now as I speak these words into my life. Every day I'm meeting people who are friendly, happy, intelligent, bright, jovial, who can laugh at themselves, and like I'm willing to laugh at myself. I'm no longer a sponge. I don't soak up anybody's energy. I only soak up the goodness of my own energy to share it with the world. We used to say in a solar rejuvenation community, we eat the sun. We bathe in the sunlight at sunrise and sunset, but especially at sunrise. And we eat the sunlight, eat the rays. Consider doing that for yourself. Being in a place where there's positive people, positive energy, radiating higher. If you're not in a place like that, you create it for yourself. In fact, that's what you should be doing. You wake up in the morning, create the energy for yourself. Throughout the day, ride off that energy, create some more. Come home, ride off the energy, create more. Before you go to sleep, within the hour before you go to sleep, start projecting how you want the next day to be. Embrace the light that's on the inside of yourself. Speak positive words, which can bring positive energy into your life. I want to thank you for tuning in. You can always come back and replay this. This is Clear Blue Radiance, and I'm the host of Brother Francis Revels-Bey. Well, if you're ever in the city of Albuquerque, you're pretty close to it. Every Saturday, for the most part, I'm there from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., sharing my Creative Pathwork meditation series with those who are in attendance. And there's a small fee, and we can take care of that. You can always email me to find out more information by emailing me at iam.circleofgrace with the number one at the end at gmail.com, and I can give you the information on how to pay for your classes. You know, Resident Essentials is a wonderful place to be in. Johanna is there, I think, every third Saturday. I know she's there once a month. And for free, you can come in and participate in her orbital astrology group. She gives a lot of information in detailed format. And it's for beginners, intermediate, advanced people, or people who just love astrology. Come on down to 3107 Eubank Boulevard, Northeast, just north of the intersection of Eubank and Candelaria, inside of the Scottsdale Shopping Village. Door number 34. There's a beautiful black door with a jalousie window. Come and learn. She's there when she's giving it. It's from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Contact Johanna and find out when it is, when the next one is. Every second and fourth Saturday, there's Spirit Circle with Donna of Dominion Tarot, and she helps you to discover your spiritual talents, gifts, and skills, how to recognize them, and how to exercise them, how to build upon them, how to bring it out. You need to come in there because hey, it's open from Tuesdays through Saturdays, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. We're closed Sundays, but on every second Sunday we have a psychic fair from 12 to 5. Admission is free, and then you just pay the readers whatever their fees are, and you can get some great information. I'm one of the people there doing celestial I am drawings and angel of grace readings and things coming through my ancestors to give you insight and information. Tons of people in there working. Michelle Vidal, the owner of Resident Essentials, shows up on Mondays at 12 p.m. right here on Resident Essentials YouTube channel, offering metaphysical teachings and principles to you. On Tuesdays or Wednesdays, usually at 12 p.m., is Donna of Dominion Tarot. And she's giving you information that you can utilize with a one card reading and a topic for the moment that she gives you. She's doing that. But guess what? On Sundays at 3 p.m., Johanna Rader is doing astrology, and she gives you an astrological forecast for the week, starting on a Sunday, ending on a Saturday. It's very, very good, potent information. Come to the Resident Essentials, the group, and join or see what's there and join in. And Michelle will let you in there if you want to really be in there. We've got a lot of other people who are connected to Resident Essentials, such as this lady by the name of, I think her name is Shirley Chessman. And Shirley gives tarot scopes every week, a tarot scope. We have a person from India by the name of Arya. And Arya comes on and she has a spiritual message for the week. We have someone by the name of Rosemary Navarra, and she gives you card uh, reading, not a card reading, but she gives you a message from the tarot cards. And she uses different kinds, crystals, and so forth. So you want to like stop in, meet many of us. If you're here to meet us at the psychic fair, do that. Saturdays, you can come in and you can meet Michelle Vidal. She's there every Saturday. She's there on other days too. So you need to stop by Resident Essentials, 3107 Eubank Boulevard, Northeast, just north of the intersection of Eubank Boulevard, Northeast, Candelaria Boulevard, Northeast, inside the Scottsdale Shopping Village, suite number 34. You can't miss the sign because you ride past this Nashville chicken place on the left, and then there's an opening, then there's a series of parking, and that first building that's green with black trim is Resident Essentials. And as you pull up, you'll see the sign. So I'm Brother Francis. Thank you for coming here for Clear Blue Radiance. It's ready for me. It's time for me to take off now, get off. I've been on a little too long, but I want to share this information to you. I want to thank anybody that's been watching us live and also seeing us come on here and replay. Uh, Back there, that's my logo. Back there, Circle of Grace 1. It's now on a fishing jersey that'll be around the world. Not my fishing jersey, a cousin of mine, cousins of mine down in Atlanta put that logo on the back of a fishing jersey. I have a book that I just came out with. But if you want to find out more about what I do, when I sign off, email me at iam.circlegrace1 at gmail.com, and I'll lead you to my website. You can check out other things. All right, it's time for me to go. Thank you for being here. My grace is your grace. I'll be back next Thursday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 2 p.m. Central and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Clear Blue Radiance with another topic to present to you. Until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing as we're alive and well in the age of remembrance. See you real soon. And thank you again. Next Thursday, 1 p.m.